Ian,
Hello, Dave.
I have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me? What is it?
This is the Team Clearcoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun, and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave, and this is our show.
I'm so happy we don't have to do our awkward intro anymore, where I say, "Oh hi," and then you say, "Hi, Ian."
Right. And
Who are you? And then we do the whole this is an automotive podcast, blah 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 blah. Now
Right.
it's right there at the front.
there you go. Yeah, so now we've taken what the podcast listeners have been tolerating for years, and now we're making the YouTube listeners tolerate it for a minute.
Or seconds
Yeah.
before they click away to something else. That's frankly probably better.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
I'm Dave.
Well, no, we don't have to do that. We just did the thing. We don't have to do that anymore. So I'm not going to do it anymore.
All right,
great.
fine. Done.
Fantastic.
Done.
I do have a surprise for you.
Okay.
A
all right.
physical thing that I brought with me.
Really?
I brought something for the blanket fort
No.
to hang up.
Is
in
it
the
one?
blanket
Is it a trophy of your winnings, of your conquests,
It is
of
not.
your racing conquesteries?
It is not. It is
Well.
a calendar
Uh-huh.
from the Maserati Club International
Oh, wow. Okay.
for 2018,
All right.
and it features lots of fun pictures of
Oh,
Maseratis,
no.
including
No. Ian, your father's car.
Miss September is
Ian, you know the order of the months, right?
September is right before February, correct? A 1987 Maserati bi-turbo SI at Watkins Glen. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's a great picture.
We are
Wow.
Mr. and or Mrs. September.
Yeah, look at that. There we go.
Look at
You're
that.
in the Maserati Club International calendar.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if this is the first time I've looked at the big
Who's-
picture. That's what I was going to
who's
see if we could
driving
see
at the
who's
time?
driving.
It looks like they have a darker helmet on. I think this might be your father or
Well, I have a black helmet.
or Craig. And it looks like maybe a blue racing suit.
Oh, that would be.
Zoom.
I think that's my dad.
Zoom.
I think that's my dad driving,
Enhance.
which is definitely fitting.
I thought he had a white helmet for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah.
But it's the iteration with the side pipes, which is pretty awesome. It doesn't have the splitter on,
Okay.
which is a little unfortunate, but it's a really good looking picture.
How does someone find this calendar? Can they buy it? Is this something a regular plebeian could purchase?
That I'm glad you asked that question, because it's definitely something that I should have figured out before I brought it up on the show.
Uh-huh. I'm
sure if I look quickly, there's probably a website listed in here someplace. MaseratiNet.com.
MaseratiNet.com.
It is.
Oh, man.
It is.
Come on.
Not to be confused with
Maserati.
FerrariGov.edu.com.biz.
/blog/creed thoughts.
Don't go to that website. That's an unfortunate. But there's some beautiful cars in here. Anyway,
Okay.
so go to MaseratiNet.com.
Uh-huh.
There's some really beautiful stuff in here. And
For-
it looks like
for-
most of them are running, which is nice.
What they did is they pushed it down a hill and had the photographer down at the bottom, so
There's a Shamal in here.
the car looked like it was in
Shamal,
flight.
which is can you? Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, those are cool. Yeah. Nice.
Super rad.
Yeah.
Super
Awesome.
Rad. That's a
Well,
92.
you guys are famous. You're in the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these
Yeah.
are up. I mean, in every, I don't know, garage, someplace. There's some really beautiful cars in here.
In every oil. This is this is the part of the show where Ian views a calendar.
Yeah. So, but we'll put it up, kind of maybe behind Dave.
Yeah, where
or
people
behind
can
me.
see it.
We'll put it.
Yeah.
I'll just drill
There you
through
go.
the blankets. I think that's how you mount these things.
These are load-bearing blankets here in our
and
fort?
we'll put that up later.
I like that. Well done, Ian. That's really cool. Thanks for the new Fort accoutrement.
Yeah, my dad sent that to me, so thank you. And so that's
thank you,
the
Ian's
Dead
dad.
Pedal Racing Maserati bi-turbo
Yes.
that I drive in every once in a while. So very cool.
New blanket fort accoutrement, courtesy
Exactly.
of Eric. Thank you,
you.
Eric. Yeah. I saw you taking a sip of water. I'm not going to take a sip of water at the same time. Ian, let's get to the show.
Let's do it.
Let's play the theme. No, just kidding. Just drive that into the ground already. Ian, what do you say we start off with some My Eyes?
That sounds like an okay idea.
Because I've been driving around. I've been seeing some stuff.
Yeah.
Ian, I think, let's see.
Have you bought a dash cam yet?
I have not bought a dash cam, but I still need to. So I saw this today. An Audi RS7.
Which, beautiful.
Right. I didn't like it first, but now I like the weird little hatchback, right?
I think it's gorgeous, yeah.
It looks like some kind of fish, but I like it. And so this individual has the license plate that says Waxwing.
Yeah, what does that mean?
The only thing I could think of was Icarus flying too close to the sun.
Oh!
And so this I stopped.
He's barely affording the lease payments.
He's barely affording the lease payments. And this license plate gets more true and true the longer he owns the car. he or she
yeah.
owns the car.
Yeah.
Right? Right? Yeah, I thought that was whoever has done that. If there's any way you hear this yeah, please get a hold of us because hats off to you.
I like how you good job for putting that together because I would have been staring at that forever.
Right?
Yeah.
But that license plate gets more true every day.
Right. Especially like maybe it's like passed out. It's out of warranty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And instead of renewing the warranty, they like went and got vanity plates that said wax.
Yeah. Right?
I like that idea. Yeah, I think you're completely right. That's got to be what it is.
Yeah.
Must be.
I love it. I love it.
Either that or they have a feather removal business for vain birds.
That's right. If urban chicken farming is now a thing.
Yeah.
And if you're concerned about their bikini lines.
Yep.
Right?
That's the person that's the person you go see.
They'll wax your wings for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
Or Greek mythology. Those are the two directions, the only two that make any sense.
Welcome to our new game, chicken waxing or Greek mythology. Today is contestant Ian.
I'm sorry, it was both.
Yeah. So you see some stuff out on the streets.
Yeah.
Ian, I also saw one of these, a Nissan Frontier pickup truck.
It's not that unusual.
Extended cab.
Okay.
With a camper shell on the back of it. It was notable because I was the one driving it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I borrowed a friend of mine's pickup truck to go get some plywood for my big office remodel project that I'm doing.
Which is very impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm working hard on it. And so I borrowed my friend's pickup truck to go get some plywood.
So not this one.
Not this exact one.
Oh, okay.
No. So the last time I was in a Nissan pickup truck was my 1994.
Oh, wow.
And hers is probably a 2006 or something like that. And so it's been a while. Mm-hmm. And they do not feel the same one bit. I don't know if you've ever driven something along these lines.
I've driven a bunch of Tacomas, but
okay.
I'm trying to think if I've ever driven a Nissan pickup, and I'm not sure that I have.
I think.
Oh, no, I have.
Okay. Yeah. Like the older Nissan pickups, like the hard body pickups.
Well, I've driven
just the weirdest name for a car, but that's what it was. Hard body.
I've driven one overseas.
Oh,
in
okay.
the Middle East, and they still basically make like the old versions of those.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I can't remember what it was called, but that's what we had.
Okay.
I got in trouble for doing a parking brake turn in front of a colonel.
Okay. Okay. Did it have the foot parking brake or the hand? Or was it the pull?
It was a pull. That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was under the dash pull.
Yep. So my 88 and 94 had under the dash pull.
Yeah.
Modern Nissan cars have the foot, right? Like the Quest minivan.
You're right.
This is parking brake hour.
Yeah.
And then hers had the standard center console pull handbrake on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's been a long time since I've been in a smaller pickup truck. It's way bigger than I thought. And it sits up high.
Yeah.
And it felt really cheap. But I think that was always Nissan's thing when it came to the pickup market. Like, they were always the cheap solution when it came to pickups.
Right.
And, I mean, I think you can get a good amount for your money. It had heated seats and four-wheel drive high and low. And
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But it actually shook at idle and was noisy at idle sitting still. So
Yeah.
but it's a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. It's just I'm trying to think of other times when I've driven the same car, but like a super early generation and a super late generation of it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to think if I have done that.
Could you imagine giving somebody like
You know what I did do is the Yukon XL, because I've driven
okay.
and I've driven other Yukons, but like the big suburban sized one.
Right.
I drove like my aunt and uncle's mid 90s
Okay.
suburban,
Right.
and then I got into the 2017 Yukon XL,
Right.
and
right.
I hadn't driven any Suburbans in between.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a big difference.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was thinking about like if you gave someone an 86 Camaro and then put them in like a new Camaro, what is
Like
it?
a ZL1.
ZL1.
Yeah.
Right. Like what a difference that would be. And then I think about our buddy Mark. He went from an Acura Integra, like an 89 Integra, to a like 2015 Honda CRZ.
Right.
Right. Which
Right.
they're not the same car, but like that's a leap. And so I don't know. I'd love to hear if other people had leaps like that in cars.
Well, and I
Same
think
marquee.
like to get that same feeling,
Yeah.
that time period is going to get shorter and shorter now because
Yeah.
like
Because everything changes so much so fast.
right.
Yeah.
So like I think to get the difference between my car, a 2004 Volkswagen,
Right.
and a 2017 anything else
Right. Right.
is massive.
Right. Right.
But like the difference between my car and what would be like a 91 something
Right.
is probably a lot smaller.
You're
that gap.
Right. You're exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And like while like my 2006 Infiniti has nav and all that stuff, that 2006 version of the infotainment and all that stuff gets dated so fast, like
Right.
every year. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the transmission.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anything that's computer controlled at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because like I don't know, maybe a few years later they started offering flappy paddles.
Mhm.
Right.
Something. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No,
Interesting.
I like that, and I like that about the Yukon. Yeah, because basically the first one that you drove was a Chevy 1500 pickup truck.
Yeah.
Right.
Just massive.
Right, massive, and just like the pickup truck
It's a tractor.
bits were on the inside. Like it
Mhm.
was just like that's it. Now the Denali is like, oh, it's like the thing you can't quite get an Escalade, but you still have cash. You get this,
Yeah. Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and at that period, like in the 90s, like that was the Suburban was like, it was just starting to be a luxury thing.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
So
People
it was like
started
right at the beginning of that.
treating those big SUVs as like a luxury item,
Right.
right? Yeah. Lastly, let's see, what else did I have? I had another My Eyes. Yeah. So my girlfriend and I were driving around. We saw an R32 Skyline, and it had gone by, and I told her, I said, "Oh, like that was a Skyline." And I told her, that the next time we see one, she needs to look for the person sitting on the other side of the car.
Right.
And it just reinforced in my mind that they are so much smaller when you see them in the flesh.
They're tiny.
They are. They're like a 280Z.
Yeah.
Like
they're
which
small.
and there's one parked next to this one in this picture.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are really small, but for some reason in my mind, like Gran Turismo and all that stuff had it just built up to be bigger in my mind. It's like
Yeah.
I think meeting a celebrity and then finding out that they're shorter,
It is.
Yeah.
It is a really like that car is such a good litmus test for like if the person you're with cares about cars whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those cars that like there's something that happens to enthusiasts' vision or something where like that car pops out of the background.
Yeah.
But like if you didn't know what it was or
Right.
didn't care, you weren't accustomed to like looking for that shape or whatever.
Right.
Like that just looks like some car.
Right. It
to
just
most
looks like
people.
sports car.
If
Yeah,
that even.
yeah.
I mean, it just looks like
Yeah. Car.
some like
very
Nissan.
vanilla. Yeah, exactly.
a Nissan
Uh-huh.
from whenever.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
I remember I saw one of those and it was like in traffic
Uh-huh.
and I was trying to point it out to Jenny And she was like, "Oh, is it that one?" I was like, "No." Is it that one? No.
That's a Taurus.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. And it
Right.
took a few times, and then she was
Right.
like, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. But like for us in America specifically, we're
Well,
like,
and if you grew up on Gran Turismo,
right, exactly, yeah, right,
fun.
yeah. Also, while we were driving around, I found the epicenter, Ian, of Infiniti M sedans. For some reason, I don't know why, we saw like 9 of them inside of like less than a half mile, just driving around.
Weird.
It is at County Line Road and South Colorado Boulevard in Centennial, and so
that makes sense. That fits,
right? Yeah, I was like, oh, because I notice other M's now, right? And I was like, oh, M, like, yeah, they were just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, there
Weird.
is this phenomenon with luxury cars that I love. That's sort of like it's sort of like how we all have the cell phone number from where we lived in 2006.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Right.
Yep.
And with luxury cars, there's this thing where you can tell when a person's peak earnings stopped because that's the year car that they have.
Right.
Because they bought it new and it was loaded, and they don't get rid of it forever.
Right.
You know?
My buddy Eric buying a brand new 1997 Saab.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I always love that whenever you see like someone, an older person with like just a mint 7 Series from like 25 years ago.
Right. Yeah. Because they didn't seek that out. They didn't say, "Oh, I've been
Not
driving
today." No, they didn't do that today.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone in an older guy in like just an amazingly clean early 90s Lexus LS.
Oh, Yep.
And like
Yep.
that's how you need to buy used luxury cars.
Yeah.
You need to figure out like when people's average peak earnings were.
Yep.
And then add like, whatever the difference between that and the life expectancy
of the target demographic of the buyer.
Right.
It's this. You're estate sailing automobiles at this point.
Exactly. And that's how you get luxury cars.
Yeah.
There's a formula in there someplace.
Yeah.
That someone with more time on their hands than me and smarter than me can figure out.
Right. But that's how you find a mint, Mercedes wagon.
Perfect.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that. I like that, Ian. Nice. Okay. What did you see, buddy?
I saw today parked next to me in the parking garage.
Oh, not that.
Nope.
Not that.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
this stuff. Oh God.
Where was it?
I don't know. Let me
Did
go
you-
find it.
Did you lose it?
There it is. This has been listen to us find a browser tab.
One of the
Sorry, podcast
one of the
listeners.
best factory spoilers
Yes.
in the world.
You're exactly right.
The Volvo V70R,
Yes.
whatever year that is.
I would call that the ping pong table spoiler.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's massive, and it's just so awesome.
It just juts straight out from the back,
This car is so cool, and it's just like,
and its turning radius is garbage.
oh, it is. There's just something like undeniably super cool about this car. My parents had the generation right before this one.
Okay.
I think that this body style is just the best.
That's the best. Yes.
But it's funny, like, I feel like there's a few cars that inspire enthusiasts to all do the same thing.
Yeah.
And like with this one, as soon as you see it, you go, oh, does it have Spaceball?
Right. You're exactly
And you start
right.
trying to see if it has a manual shifter or not, because it had that really iconic
awesome Spaceball. Let me see if I can find a picture of that.
the Spaceball shifter.
Yeah.
And so I think there's probably other cars where you're like, you immediately look, maybe with a Corvette, the thing is like, oh, is it a Z06?
Right.
You look for the vents on the quarter panels or whatever.
Yeah, here's a non-fair use Spaceball search. Yeah, from Jalopnik. Yeah, look at that. That's the manual transmission gate.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's super weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it didn't. It was an automatic. So that person probably has some larger repair bills coming their way.
Oh
soon.
man. Okay. Yeah. You're correct. Yeah.
So I think that's it for my eyes, right?
Okay. Yeah.
What else we got? What else we doing?
You have garage updates.
I do have garage.
But I'm sorry. We wanted to front load my FMK cars, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do
Ian.
that.
How about I do?
We talk about all this before the show.
We
guys.
do. How about I give you FMK cars?
Okay.
Ian.
FMK Cars is a game that Dave and I play on this show. It's based on the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, but we play it with cars instead of people because we're nice. F means you drive it for a day, you hit it and quit it. M means you marry it. It's your new daily driver. And K means it gets crushed immediately.
Ian.
Yes.
As I was driving around, obviously we had some snow here in Denver.
We did.
Right? Which means fucking car cakes are back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've been thinking about your automotive conundrum, and I'm sure we'll get to it after, garage updates.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking more about cars for you that could replace the Saab. And so I had texted you, I really like the Ford Flex. I think that's a funky option. And so here's an FMK cars based on some other stuff that I was thinking for you with, Ian, an audio kicker.
An audio kicker?
An audio kicker.
Oh.
Ian.
Okay.
First up, Ian, we have a Ford Flex. All right? All-wheel drive.
Yep.
Quicker than you would think. They're pretty quick. And
is it EcoBoost?
Yes.
Okay.
Ian, you got tons of space. You can throw a bunch of children in it if you wanted to.
Just throw them in there. You don't even have to strap them in or anything.
I think they make like a specific kind of like trident or farm tool to just grab a bunch of them.
Trident. Like you're Poseidon out there just stabbing children.
I was talking about the gum. You get it like really sticky. Yeah.
All right.
Ian. So with this, Ian, the audio kicker is that the audio sound that you have in the car when you're driving around and you're listening is kind of a parallel to the type of club that is associated with this car. Okay? So with the Ford Flex, all right, arena rock. So you can listen to what you want, but it's going to sound like a covered arena rock concert. Okay? So think like the sound at the Pepsi Center or something like that.
Oh, right. Okay.
So some reverb, some big room issues, right? Kind of rattly.
And then like on my left, I'm gonna hear like
a hippie
some
throw
like 45-year-olds who only get out of the house once a year, and this is their Vegas, and they're going crazy.
Yes.
And then some other people that are on the phone with the babysitter.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
What I'm saying is, seeing a show in those places sucks.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the kind of audio experience you have with this.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
Second, another car that I think is a contender for you, which I kind of don't want to recommend, but I am going to, Volkswagen Alltrack.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
With this, Ian, it's definitely a smaller car. It's going to be harder to fit all of your child shit in it, right? But you get that small, intimate club sound through the stereo.
Yeah.
Right? So Bluebird, Cervantes, all that, the places here, Lermo Lounge.
Right.
With great audio
like
systems.
The 930 Club in D.C.
Yeah. I've never been
it's like
there.
a really famous club
in
D.C.
Right?
Yeah.
And just the sound is dialed.
Yes.
Right?
Gotcha.
Lastly, Ian, the 2017 Lincoln MKZ. Ian, this one sounds like an open-air concert venue. So something like Red Rocks or something like that, right? The reason that this is associated with the open-air concert
That's what I was going to ask,
is because this car has the largest panoramic sunroof. As you can see in this picture, the entire glass picks up and slides back. I saw in an article it's like 15 square feet of glass moving on this car. There's no way that's ever going to go wrong, right? Yeah.
It's probably really light too.
Exactly. Yeah. So what do you think you'd do?
I think I'm crushing the Flex.
Really? Okay. You couldn't deal with
I can't deal with
arena
that
rock sound?
No, I can't deal with arena rocking everything.
Okay.
And also, I don't really like the looks of that car.
What?
I don't like the way it looks.
Yeah, and it looks like a refrigerator box.
It looks... I have that really strong aversion to, baby boomer nostalgia bullshit.
Yeah, right.
And that's what that styling reminds me of.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It looks like it's supposed to be like an old panel wagon.
No, that's what the Chevy HHR did. This does it.
I don't like it.
If this was doing that, it does it so much better.
I just don't like it.
Oh.
It's just not for me.
Yin. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I don't like it. It just never worked for me.
Okay.
I know lots of people do like it, but I don't. And then so I think for a day I'm gonna do the Lincoln.
Okay. All right. And listen to open air concert sounds.
Yeah, which I like open air concerts. I like going to festivals and stuff.
Sure.
But I don't know that I could live with that car.
Right.
And then I will marry the Volkswagen All-Track, which is on my list.
Right.
In real life.
Right.
As well.
Yeah.
Plus, that's the best sound. Is small venue.
Exactly. And if you get a Volkswagen All-Track, you know what I'm going to get you for Christmas?
Huh.
A license plate that says Waxwing 2.
Yeah, probably. Fair enough. I need 2 Volkswagens in my life. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I like that one. What do you do? What would you do there? I mean, you would marry the Flex, right?
I think I would marry the Flex and deal with the arena rock sounds.
Uh-huh.
And then, I mean, you know, it's just me, so I'd probably F the All-Track, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I might marry the All-Track, you know. Yeah. Because it's just Dave. And I think if you drive a Volkswagen Golf All-Track off of the dealer lot, a bike rack just shows up on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you go through a tunnel and come out with a bike rack on it. You know what? I'm curious. So we're going to go to the Denver Auto Show this year, right? Yeah, probably, ostensibly.
Probably.
Right? I'm curious to see what the shit bike game is this year, right? Because all these manufacturers have a history of just putting the worst bicycles on the top of their cars, like just Huffies and awful things. Nobody really does it right.
See, we're in the prime window now where you need to get with the show promoters.
I need a partner.
And you need to be like a consultant.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Right?
And your resume will just be you walking up to the interview with the click, 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 click of your clip-in shoes. And then you round the corner and they just see
they slide an offer across the table to me.
You're like in some really garish
kit
on the bottom, just the bottoms, and then the top is like a suit coat. And they're like, "You're hired. This guy's amazing."
You know what I'm gonna do this year? I'm gonna race one race in a suit top and plum smuggler bottoms.
I don't know why boomer people don't do that.
Yeah,
I mean, resistance, whatever.
Right.
Resistance, I guess.
I like that, Ian. I like that. Yeah. And then I would definitely kill the Lincoln.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that one was in there kind of an easy kill, but I need to fill out the theme, Ian.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about now?
I want to talk about garage update.
Yeah. Let's talk about garage updates.
Let's talk about that garage update. So, last time on the show, I was minus 100% of my cars.
Yeah, and for a brief period of time, TeamClearCoat as a whole was down 100%. All 3 of our cars were down,
which is not a good. That's not good.
Nope. Yeah.
You ran out of electricity.
I did. I had to do tetanus math, and I extracted quite possibly the absolute cheapest battery ever made out of my Infinity. I think
Where is the battery? Is it under the hood or is it in the trunk?
Under the hood. So in order to remove it, you have to pull off some plastic covers, and then the plastic that there's the plastic that's behind the windshield wipers underneath the windshield.
Yeah, the cowl right there.
Yeah, so there's a secondary piece of plastic that you also have to.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to, but it makes it easier if you pull that off.
Right.
Also, the Infinity can kind of eat it when it comes time to replace windshield wipers because the way that they are, you can't pick them up without hitting the hood. So you can only pick them up like 1 inch. So, and this is in the Infinity manual, right? Get in the car, turn on the wipers, stop them when they're up.
Yep.
And then replace them.
Yep.
Come on, Infinity. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they spent all their engineering on the sun visors, not so much everything else.
I wonder if anyone has a hack for that, like a
button you can hit just to put them at that position.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That'd be smart.
Yeah.
Anyway.
TeamClearCoat, 66% down, 100% down, 66% down. What's the new status?
100% up-ish, mostly. So
I'm like, are we gonna go into like 90?
Oh, we'll say 85, strong 85.
Okay. All right.
Well, no, because we'll say 90.
Okay.
90, 95. Somewhere in there.
Eventually, we're going to have to start counting this in cylinders that are still firing. So we're like 4 plus 6 plus 8. Like, yeah. Yeah. And you just get a text. What's 6% of 18?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I what happened first? So the Saab was acting up, was running poorly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had engine codes and four-wheel
You kept
drive
clearing a
codes
code and it would get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
then
were
finally
suspecting fuel pump.
it got to the point where it was not getting better, and my suspected thing of fuel pump turned out to be true.
Okay. All right.
So the good news was that I successfully diagnosed a car, which is like the first time for everything. The bad news,
we honestly need a balloon drop right now. There should be a balloon around here. Hang on.
I actually diagnosed both of my cars accurately, which is somewhat surprising.
Well, when you have basically a stone putting its foot through your oil pan, you should be able to diagnose that.
Spoiler alerts.
Uh-huh.
So the Saab needed a fuel pump, so I brought that to a new shop that I hadn't been to before.
Yeah.
And had a great experience with them, but it was quite expensive because Saab, very helpfully put the fuel pump in the fuel tank, which is not uncommon for modern cars. What is really annoying is they had no access to it from the top. So like my Volkswagen, you take out the back seats and you unscrew this
access
cover, and then you put your hand in the 10-degree fuel and rummage around in there for 4 to 5 hours longer than it should take you.
Then I begin spooning you to stave off hypothermia.
Right. And this is all in the Bentley manual of like, this is the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
This is all in a VW Vortex thread documented. All of those details.
It's like, have fellow VW bro strip down and apply body heat to you. Exactly. And it has like a special part about flipping the flat brim of my hat backwards. If you're the big spoon, see Appendix A.
Oh my God. Pretty much, yeah. And then it has like a number for like emotional support hotline.
Yeah.
At the end. So Saab doesn't do that.
Right.
Saab doesn't have any of that. You have to and because it's 4-wheel drive, you have to not only drop the exhaust, but you also have to drop the whole rear diff. So the diff, the exhaust, and the tank come out of the car.
Okay.
You remove the fuel pump, and then you get it shipped from, I think, Venus is where they're keeping all the Saab parts now.
Wow. Okay.
But the good news is that the component itself is actually cheap.
Okay.
I'm lying.
How much was your fuel pump?
It was like nearly $900.
What? You're kidding me.
Mm-mm.
What?
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, a fuel pump should probably cost you $100 to $300.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
It was expensive.
Is it made out of candy and unicorns?
It's made out of Saab parts. And the other thing is that, so I was talking to my friend about this the other day, or yesterday actually, and I forgot, like, we're coming up on the 10-year mark.
Yeah, that Saab has been gone.
Which is that's how long car makers are legally
contractually
obligated to stock parts.
Yeah.
And that's another reason to it's time to get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was expensive.
Oh,
it was
buddy.
very expensive.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's it running now?
So it's running great.
Okay.
And he topped off the four-wheel the Haldex fluid because
Okay.
I was getting a Haldex error.
Sure.
I'm not entirely sure that the four-wheel drive is functioning properly. It seems like it's taking a lot longer for the rears to engage than it should.
Okay.
If they're engaging at all, it's really hard to tell. And I only had like half a day in the snow because the snow melts so fast here to really figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm in the car, so I can't have anyone like outside looking to see if the rear wheels are spinning.
Right. Right.
So next time it snows, I may come over and
pick me up and we'll drive and I'll look.
Figure it out.
Yeah, and I'll GoPro it and we'll see if like how long, how many frames between when they kick in.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super frustrating.
Wow. Okay. Dang, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
And then the Volkswagen. The
Okay.
Volkswagen.
I want to get back to the sub, but let's hear the Volkswagen.
Okay. I don't want to get back to the sub.
Okay.
The Volkswagen. I did. It was a crack in the oil pan.
Okay. Yep.
And it was like a few days before I noticed it,
Mm-hmm.
and oil light never came on. I think I was down maybe a quart and a half. So I didn't lose like a tremendous amount.
Sure.
By the time they came and picked it up and towed it, it was quite a bit. But I just got that back yesterday. So
Okay.
So that's running fine and
Okay.
all is well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say all is well in Volkswagen land because
No.
the last time I said that,
Yeah.
I get a crack in my oil pan.
Right.
As I said that because I'm
Right.
a fucking idiot. But so I was talking to my mechanic and
Right.
he's the guy have his stainless steel skid plate on because the Volkswagen, for anyone who doesn't know, Volkswagen oil pans are like
Yeah.
notorious.
They're paper mache, basically.
Yeah, Volkswagen and Audi oil pans are notoriously easy to crack. But he said he had seen plenty that had cracked through a skid plate because there's enough
There's
flex
in the skid plate. Okay.
in the skid plate, and so if you hit something hard enough, which I did, apparently it's pretty easy to crack it. So.
Wow.
But that's
okay.
my first cracked oil pan
Okay. Okay.
ever.
Okay.
I've never done that before.
Okay. Wow. I've
so-
I've cracked my own oil pan over tightening the lug nut, or the drain plug
Oh, really?
on Dusty Rusty. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also said that a lot of times, because whenever I hit something, my first thing is to like look in the rearview mirror, like, is there a part of oil?
Right.
Am I leaving a stream of oil?
Right.
And
And
he said-
flames and parts.
Right.
Yeah.
He said that actually, and I didn't even. It makes sense. I just never thought about it. That there's enough suction from the pickup
Okay.
that the force of the suction up is bigger than the force of gravity down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so you typically, when the engine is running, you're
not
first
losing a lot.
you're probably not going to lose anything unless it's a huge
Okay.
crack.
Yeah. It's when the car stopped.
It's when the car stops and then sits for a while
Yeah.
and then it pulls and then it goes. So I didn't, and I had never really thought about it because I
Okay.
never had to.
Sure. Sure.
But yeah, so there's that.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Other than that, how's the Volkswagen doing? It playing in the snow?
I didn't get to.
Okay.
It was all gone by the time I got my
Oh.
car back.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I have yet
have
to
a-
drive it in the snow this year.
You have a bad track record lately with getting that car into the snow, and it's so fun in the snow.
Yeah,
I
that's
even-
the whole
I
reason
found-
for it.
I found a parking lot for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We're not going to tell anyone where it is.
Do not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not in Denver.
No, not in Denver.
Is it in Denver? Yeah, it's in Denver. Okay, good. I don't want to drive a long way.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so real quick,
Uh-huh.
getting back to the sub, any movement on a replacement?
I mean, no, not
Okay.
really.
Okay. All right.
No.
Yeah.
I was more just,
Okay.
right now I'm more just like licking my wounds after my very
Sure.
expensive week of car maintenance.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Body.
if it's not like a boiler,
Yeah.
it's both cars
right. Right.
at once.
Right.
It's got to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah. Speaking of winter driving,
Uh-huh.
you made the fantastic suggestion of a winter beater for me last time we had the show,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Ian. And so I just wanted to do an FMK cars with some cars that I was thinking of based off of that.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
All right. So, here we go. And people have been tweeting at me and stuff like that. And I really want to look into an Isuzu V-Cross.
Yeah, you better do it quick. Did
Yeah,
you see
because
that-
Doug DeMuro's doing a video and they're gonna skyrocket in value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're already kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
and
they
we
are.
know someone with one.
We do?
Well, we've met him a few times. He's gone karting with us, remember?
Okay.
And I can't remember his name right now, which I feel bad about. But yeah, there's a guy in Denver with a yellow one.
Okay.
And he drives it everywhere. That's his daily.
Huh. Okay. Okay. So, V-Cross.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
Samurai.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
Right. Let's get the little hard top.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Suzuki Samurai.
That's the correct one right there.
Yeah,
too.
it is. Then lastly, a Jimny.
I think
I
definitely think you should get a Jimny. Just from the comedy perspective of you getting out of a Jimny.
Me and a JDM Jimny.
But like
driving on the other side.
look at its face.
Right.
And then look at your face.
They're pretty much the same thing.
It's the same.
Yeah, let me see if I can zoom and put my face next to the webcam. Is that?
Yeah, that's it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, look how wide
Yeah.
its eyes are,
Hey.
and this mouth just looks so happy.
Right. That's a car that says hello.
I'm excited to be here.
Right.
What's going on? Is there candy? I heard there was
You
candy.
guys want to go for a bike ride?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Who wants to play Nuclear Thrones?
Seriously, all you need to do is paint the orange top, or the top
Do
orange.
a floating roof in orange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's Dave.
You've never been more serious than you ever have about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that's exactly right.
When Jenny asked you to drive her to the hospital to deliver the firstborn child,
I suppose.
yeah, right? You were like, yeah. I was like, paint the roof orange. You were, yes.
But I mean, that is Dave in car form.
Okay.
A little too tall, a little ungainly.
Yeah, runs into a lot of shit.
Looks
Yeah.
excited. You're just happy to be there.
Yep.
And surprisingly capable.
Right. That's shockingly. Yeah. So what do you think, Ian? Via Cross,
Uh-huh.
Samurai, Jimny, FMK.
I don't think you're going to like my answer.
Okay.
For you.
It's not a RAV4 with a wooden sellable, is it?
No.
Okay.
It is marry the Jimny,
Okay. All right.
and then F the Samurai.
Okay. All
And
right.
then you're going to crush the Via Cross.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I think like one of those little short wheelbase things for you is just it's just so perfect, Dave.
Remember the
so
old
perfect.
remember the first Mitsubishi Montero?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was like that.
That would work
Right?
too. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think Top Gear they did something a while back talking about people who look like their cars.
Okay, yeah.
And that would be an instance where you would kind of look like your car.
I would. I would. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
that looks like a cross between a Jimny and a Bronco.
Yes, it does. You're
It's-
exactly right.
It's like a Great Dane and a Chihuahua mated. It's the same sort of concept where you have like some like really tough, big looking truck and a Jimny.
Right.
And
right.
then they just put them together and you get that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like how they say like all dog owners like kind of look like their dogs.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I do look like a Jimny.
You need a Jimny.
I need a Jimny.
Oh, Dave, I would
Right.
love it so much if you got a Jimny.
Did we find one on Craigslist?
No, well, Japanese Imports has them all the
Right.
time, and they're not expensive.
No, they're not. They're
like
pretty cheap.
super cheap.
Yeah.
And it's just such a perfect winter car for you.
Right.
Honestly, it's a perfect daily for you. No, because you do some like long highway trips.
I spend so much. Yeah, it takes me
going
like
up and down the front range to the hospitals and stuff. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, it takes me an hour and 15 minutes to get to my girlfriend's house.
but I mean that going to a trail ride or something.
Yeah.
I mean that is
Commuting in the winter.
so perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Please buy a Jimny. Please, it's. I think honestly, it's a better fit for you than the Via Cross.
Okay. All right.
Plus, you can get that in a stick. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
it's right-hand drive though.
Yeah. That'll be a trip.
That would be
Right?
entertaining.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I think you should do that.
Okay. All right. Okay. What else we got, buddy? We need to talk about our karting outing.
I was gonna say let's do that right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Ian, we did not get murder killed.
We did not.
We met up with people from the internet,
Yeah,
and we did not get murder killed.
that's very true.
We met some awesome people.
So what happened was that
Yeah.
the ice racing got canceled for the second weekend of ice racing got canceled due to warm weather and lack of ice. Something pesky about like not enough ice to
And
keep you from falling through or something.
like a vehicle careening into water.
Apparently vehicles are heavy.
What? Whatever.
Is what I've read someplace. Anyway, so instead of doing the ice racing, we kind of threw together at the last minute a little karting meetup at Unser here in Denver, and we had 12-ish people show up.
Yeah, about 12. Yeah, 13 people show up.
Yeah. And we had a blast. It was so much fun. Everyone was great. It was nice to meet some people. We gave away a couple of T-shirts.
We did.
We foisted some stickers on people, on everyone who came. Hopefully we got everyone. I don't know if you were there and and we didn't give one to you, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll get some to you. But it was always fun to go to Unser, and I'm just happy that no one beat me.
Once again, Ian was the fastest individual. There were a few other fast people as well. My buddy Chris finally beat me by 1/1000
that was crazy.
of a second.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was like 30.922. Mine was 30.923.
Nice.
Had I let out a small toot somewhere along the way, I would have won by 1/1000th of a second. Yeah.
You had taken an extra big dump. You would have been right there.
Right? Yeah. That was fantastic. We learned the secret code for having heats to ourselves whenever that's available.
Yep.
Right?
Which we won't be sharing.
Yeah, but so we saw our buddy Steve from Cars and Coffee. Again, it was great to see him. Marquette and Jesse. And a bunch of awesome people. And
some people from Opposite Lock. And, Colorado Cars and Coffee group.
Yeah.
And then I think some people through ice racing too.
Yeah.
So it was a great little mix of people, and we're definitely going to do that again.
Yeah.
Soon, and hopefully we can make it a regular thing.
Yeah, that was fantastic. But internet meetup actually worked, Ian.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was great.
And go figure, we didn't have an issue with nobody adhering to blue flags.
Yeah.
Idiots ramming carts. You know,
everyone was polite on and off the track.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's amazing. We were talking about this at the event. How, for the most part, usually people who are car enthusiasts end up being very polite race car drivers.
Right. You're
know?
exactly right.
And so it was just nice to have a whole day where we had heats where we had people of really pretty wide experience levels.
Yep.
And speeds, all interacting with each other without incident. Really.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Because normally you go there with a bunch of randos, you get some super aggressive slow guy who and it's always a guy who just starts ramming people and thinking he's fast, but
doesn't
really
pay
sucks.
attention. Yeah. Right. And I think that it's, to me, it's more proof that car culture is the negative elements of car culture that are keeping people from getting into it are certainly with the internet, social media, and everything. All of those people have a megaphone, right? Just as much as we do, right? Accessible, friendly people that just want to have a good time. We're not misogynists. We're not racist. We're not assholes.
Yeah.
Right. And go figure. A bunch of people, a bunch of car enthusiasts, a random sampling in Denver of car enthusiasts show up. We have a great time. They're awesome folks.
Right.
And it just shows me that I don't know. It makes me really happy to be part of car culture. Right. Not knowing that you can have things like this and good people show up, and it made me really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is that not only that, but those problems that exist in car culture.
Yeah.
When you do stuff like this in person, all that stuff seems more surmountable.
That's exactly what I was feeling. I didn't have a button for it. Yeah. We
Right?
can get through that kind of stuff. We can beat that kind of stuff in car culture.
Right. Because if you so much of my interaction with car culture, just from a time perspective, is spent online.
Right.
Reading, looking at
VW
YouTube
Vortex.
comments, VW Vortex, whatever else.
Right.
Comments on Jalopnik or any other site.
Right.
And it's easy to kind of get really down about it, but
Right.
it's always getting out and doing stuff is always the best remedy for that sort of thing. But
yeah.
Anyway,
So
go karting. People are great.
Yes. Thank you for coming out, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also went karting again.
Oh, Ian, we have a poly-kart relationship.
Yeah. I went karting again in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, with a coworker. And it was like 30 degrees in there. It was like super cold when I was
No
there.
way. Okay.
And inside the car place, had the window open.
Yeah.
It was seriously like 30 degrees in there. And
Holy cow.
This place is crazy because it has a polished floor.
Oh, okay. I've heard about that. Yeah.
And
Like
it's
polished concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no grip.
Okay. All
So I spent probably like 3 or 4 laps trying to go fast, and then I was like, you know what? Drift cart.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's just drift practice.
And then it was just drifting practice. Like I was just trying to see how long I could hold
Uh-huh.
slides, and I held one, literally scraping the back of the cart against the barrier
yes.
for like an absurd amount of time, and the guy could hear me laughing. Like he was standing in the thing, all bundled up in his parka,
Yeah.
and could hear me just cracking up. I went by and he was just like shaking his head at me.
My uncle a long time ago on my mom's side told me about this karting place in Pennsylvania where he lives, where it was a polished concrete track. And when like the really good guys came in, like in certain areas, they would throw like a little bit of baby powder on the track.
Oh, wow.
Like just to keep everybody like on their toes. It's like the equivalent of professional bowling or league bowling where they change the wax patterns on the lanes.
Oh.
Do you know about this?
Didn't know that.
Okay, so all right, confession time. I took bowling in college. Oh my god! I took bowling when I was in college because I needed a half credit of PE, right? And I was like, well, I'll do the one where I can eat French fries.
Smart.
Right?
Smart.
I think I told you about my bowling instructor. He only had one working eye. And yeah, so he was talking to this girl in class. He was like this 88-year-old tiny skin and bones guy, like maybe 6'5", 6, just and he would just wander up to the line, strike, like just knocking out strikes with little stick arms every time, right? And so he had one eye that didn't work and looked off to the left, and the good eye, he was talking to a girl in class, right, about something, and I'm sitting where his bad eye is looking at me, and like an idiot, he says, like he asks her a question, and I answer because I think he's looking at me. I was like, I was like, oh, fuck, Dave, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. But I took bowling in college. One of the things that you learn is that when they wax the lanes, right, there's a pattern of wax that they put down, right?
Okay.
And so a lot of times it's it will be like a cone or like a straight, like they will wax most of the lane and then stop, and that's where the ball will grip and bite.
Gotcha.
Right? And so bowling, of course, is more complicated than you would think because as the league goes on or as the competition goes on, that wax is getting moved around depending on people's, throws.
Style or whatever, yeah.
Exactly. And so like people have to take that into account.
Like when a track rubbers in.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so so I now have this useless knowledge because I took bowling in college.
The way to
That
keep
rhymes.
me on my toes at a bowling alley is to change up the tap list for the beers that are available, because that's what I'm mostly concerned about when I go bowling, which happens like once every 5 years. I'll go bowling.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'll play 3 games and not be able to move the next day.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that crazy
The third
backstory.
game is always like the
Right?
dumbest idea.
Right? Because it's like, oh, game 1, get back to it. Game 2, feeling good, scores
Yeah.
up a little bit.
And then game
3,
45 points.
garbage
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Karting.
Oh, karting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What else we got, buddy?
I have
Uh-huh.
something that we should just start calling this segment Shower Thoughts.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Shower Thoughts
With Ian.
with Ian.
Yeah. Let's call it Getting Wet with Ian. What? Did I say something funny?
No.
Okay.
No one's ever said that before.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay. All right.
Anyway. I was thinking about, as I have been often these days,
Yeah.
my Saab.
Yep.
And I was thinking about, I was telling someone that, like, part of the tragedy of this whole situation is that, like, you know, even though I still like that car,
Right.
we don't actually end up using it for the thing that we bought it for.
Right.
Which was like
cross-country travel.
Cross-country, all-weather travel. That was the whole point of that car, but we don't trust it enough to use it for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like a Jeep Wrangler that people daily drive when, you know, like they buy the car for the 1% of the time they're rock crawling.
Right.
It's a little bit different with the Saab.
Yeah. Cuz I mean we go up into the mountains, we go do we drive home, we do all that sorts of stuff.
It's a more amenable daily driver. You know, the purpose that it's for versus how difficult it is to daily drive is certainly a lot more narrow. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So right now it's just like an around town runabout.
Right.
Which is not the reason we bought it.
No.
And so it got me thinking about, like, the disparity between, like, the idea of that car and the reality of that car. And then for some reason, because this is shower thoughts.
Yeah, getting wet.
Getting wet with Ian.
Because
this is shower thoughts. I also started thinking about the other time that I kind of think about that disparity is politics.
Okay.
And I realized that my Saab and the language used to describe it, depending on, you know, your perspective on it, is actually a pretty good allegory for U.S. politics.
Okay, all right.
This is kind of a long way to go for this.
Yeah, you.
And let me start off with a disclaimer of I'm an idiot, and this is based completely on my probably misguided thoughts about politics and whatever else. But there's a good thing here, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or this is a complete waste of
Whenever you have a half-baked idea, I tell you to bring it into the blanket for it.
Yeah. Well, this is half-baked.
This is quarter-baked?
Quarter-baked, yeah.
We put the chopstick in the middle.
And it just squirts. It just squirts batter right into your eye. Yeah.
Getting wet with Ian.
Oh, God. All right. So, I don't know if you know this about me or not. I am slightly an argumentative person.
What?
I may...
No, you're not.
Yeah. On occasion, I like to get into verbal scraps with people about ideas and things and places and whatever.
Yeah, you do.
So a consequence of that is that, and I'm not one of those people who, like, defriends people on Facebook over politics or whatever, you know, which is kind of in vogue right now. But so the consequence of that is I end up discussing, arguing, however you want to put it, with people all over the spectrum.
Yeah.
And a pattern that I've noticed in my adult life, and I don't know how far back this goes. I'm sure this at some point these two groups were swapped. But in general, and this isn't Republicans and Democrats, this is sort of, you know, conservatives and more liberal types.
Okay.
So in general, conservatives seem more concerned with the idea or an ideal or a process.
Okay.
And the left seems to be more concerned with, like, outcome, reality on the ground, whatever.
Right.
And it's actually, like, a really important dichotomy for our system of government, because, like, we have this tension always between like the healthcare debate is a really good example of this, where the arguments that both sides were presenting were in two totally different conversations, really. Right. Where, like, the argument you would get on the right would be about size of government, or these, like, kind of abstract things that this policy was going to violate. Right. But the arguments on the left that they were presenting were more about, like, well, what does this actually mean for people?
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And to be clear, and I'm not trying to like, downplay the importance of the arguments on the right by saying that they're not based in reality. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Right.
They're actually really, really important, and I'm actually kind of more drawn to those as a starting point, and then I'm like, well, what are the outcomes, and then kind of get dragged to the left typically. Right. But whatever. Tangents.
Right.
But so it's just interesting to me that, like, you can kind of boil down cars in the same way. Like, I would justify, or the way that I would shop for a car is more thinking about the ideals,
right,
and the
right.
idea of something
than the practicality of daily life.
right.
Okay.
Whereas somebody else would approach it and be like, "You're an idiot. This is what it's actually going to mean for you."
Right.
And
right.
I'd be like, "But nobody has one.
right, right.
Look at the number
right.
on the page."
But the idea of
right.
the quantity of ownership and being at a different area on the automotive ownership bell curve than everybody else.
right.
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 Like the statistics are what they are, but the idea that is a deciding factor versus parking it, like versus it starting every time.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
So that's all I was my broken down family car is an allegory for the state of U.S. politics, where like if someone was talking about the practicality of my car and I was talking about why I bought it, two totally different conversations.
Right. Right.
We're not even talking the same language.
No, you're not. Yeah.
So that's my allegory.
I really like that. Yeah.
I've had better.
No, I like that the principle behind, like, so I'm trying to think of like.
Well, but the other thing too is that like nobody exists completely in one camp or the other. Right. Because if you did, in either car purchasing, or governing, you're fucking doing it wrong. Like it's not going to work out.
Right.
Like there has to be some give and take between those two poles, right?
Yeah.
And I think where you end on that continuum, is a good shorthand for where you are, either politically or with cars.
Right. So can you think of like the Bernie Sanders version of a car and like the Rand Paul version of a car, like the far left and far right versions of a vehicle?
Right. So the far like practical.
Yes.
But I don't think that in that way that it necessarily maps, because I don't think those two are good examples, because I think like typically I don't hear people that are like center left, or like Democrats, like typical Democrat voters. I've never once heard anyone say the sentence, "You know what? I'd like to grow the size of government." Right. It's just not something that people think about.
Right, but they're thinking.
Bernie Sanders is Democratic Socialist, though, so he does kind of think in those terms.
True.
So he does think he's an ideologue.
Right.
So I would put
so
all
he's
ideologues.
Almost yes, there you go. Okay.
So the poll isn't really right left as we think about him.
Right.
It's more ideologue versus pragmatist.
There you go. Yes. Okay. So what is the most ideologue car equivalent and the most pragmatic vehicle you can think of?
Right. So an ideologue car to me would be something like a like a 12-cylinder Mercedes out of warranty.
Okay. Waxwing.
Yeah, Waxwing.
That's what we need to call those cars from now on.
That's the title of this episode, by the way.
Yeah, Waxwings.
Waxwings. Yeah. So wax, or like a out of warranty Rolls Royce.
Right. Yes.
There
you go.
That you're barely affording.
Yes.
That is.
Yeah.
If you don't have unlimited resources.
Right.
That's an ideologue car.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Or like the other example that for the sports car world would be like, basically a tube frame chassis that you're like under the radar have street legal. Like a race car, like a real legit race car that you somehow got plates for.
Right, because you're operating on the idea of the law, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then like the practical side would be like, well, I just need a car, so I'm just going to buy a Yaris.
Right.
Or
a Yaris
Versa or whatever.
With the biggest extended warranty.
No, Mitsubishi
Mirage with the biggest extended warranty you could possibly find.
Right. Exactly.
I like that.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I want to put everything on a Cartesian plane, like when we talk about this kind of stuff. Right?
Ideologue versus pragmatism.
Yeah. I want to go 4 quadrants. Yeah, right? I like that, Ian. The automotive landscape is a bell curve. So it is a bell curve.
What you have to do is, so like I I used to be big into reading the AV Club
Yeah.
back in its heyday, back in like 2006, 7, 8 time range.
Oh man, the good old days.
Right before the internet died.
Yeah.
And one of the writers there, I can't remember who it was, suggested that Peter Frampton was exactly the middle point.
Yes, of rock and roll.
Of rock music.
Yeah, he is the measurement, the unit.
Right, because like a zero Peter Framptons, it's neither good nor bad.
Right.
It just exists.
Yep. Yeah.
So you need to find the car.
Yeah.
That is the midpoint
right.
between the like, you know, out of warranty Rolls Royce versus Mitsubishi Mirage, and then assign positive or negative units of that car.
Of that car, yes. We've talked about this kind of before, but I think I think we're finally like really hitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like obviously, I'm thinking of a certified pre-owned Camry.
But I think that's pretty far towards the Mirage side.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
You know, because it's got to be somewhat outrageous.
Right.
But at least like a little like sprinkling out of outrageousness.
Like a Scion TC.
I think that's still in the positive territory. Positive Mirages.
And like an E36 BMW?
I think we're getting that's closer.
Yeah, we like
M3. It's got to be M3.
M3?
Four-door M3.
Four-door M3.
Right?
There
M3
you go.
sedan.
Yeah, with an automatic transmission.
No, come on, no.
Yep.
Well, no, because I think the automatic transmission is a reliability knock against it, right?
Nope, that just exists. It just exists.
It's true. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah, no, I think that's that might be a good starting point. We'll refine this.
Yeah.
We're not going
to.
We're not going to. But if you have thoughts about it, let us know.
Yes.
This has been Shower Thoughts.
By hashtagging us Getting Wet with Ian.
Please don't do that.
Yeah. I want everyone on the internet to hashtag you Getting Wet with Ian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that brings me to an FMK Cars.
That's why we're going to drench ourselves in soy milk. Getting Wet with Ian.
Hashtag soy boys. So we so this is an FMK Cars where we're going to go this is idea versus reality.
Okay. All right.
These are concept cars versus the production car.
Oh, I like this. Okay.
So one of these you're gonna get what actually happens. One of them you're gonna get the concept.
Okay.
And the third one is gonna be dealer choice.
Okay. All right. Is one of these a Plymouth Prowler?
No.
Ah. Okay.
Because they were like the same.
No. The concept had a V12 and a manual transmission.
Oh, right. But, right. Okay. So the first one. The Pontiac Sunfire.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen the
concept, right?
The concept of this? We all know what the Pontiac Sunfire looks like, right?
Right.
That's
the
concept.
This one here?
That one.
Yeah, okay.
That's the concept.
Okay. All right.
So you are going to get the one that really got me.
Oh no.
You get the reality.
Like a real
But look at that. Look how crazy that and then that's what they came out with. Like yeah, it's a Cavalier. I've driven one of those. It's one of the worst cars I've ever driven.
Oh, yeah. I drove one, too, and they are bad.
They're terrible.
Yeah. You know,
horrendous.
I saw some guy on the internet a long time ago. He had one of those tattooed on himself. Yeah. Pontiac Sunfire tattoo.
Production, not the concept.
Production.
Right?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you get the production version of that. But bring up that concept again. It's crazy looking. If you're listening to this and you're not watching, do yourself a favor and look up.
Pontiac
it's from
Sunfire
like 91,
concept.
I think.
It's the yellow car with the big glass top.
Yeah, it's like 1990 or 91.
Yeah, look at these buttons on the steering wheel. Steering wheel pod.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Crazy. CD player remote control, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember when aftermarket head units came with a remote control?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you just didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
Like reach 4 inches. Mm-hmm. Right?
And the other nice thing about the remote controls was that you would lose them immediately after installation.
Yes.
It's like you would like step 7 was like slide the head unit in.
Click.
Step 8, throw the remote out the sunroof.
Right?
Like I never once kept one of those.
No, me neither.
I think I had like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. Right?
No idea.
Yeah, gone. Yeah, lost into the ether. Okay.
With the left socks.
Yeah.
Someplace.
Yes.
All right, so the next one. The Mustang Mach 3
Ah, yes, I remember this
from
one.
like 94,
Yeah.
95.
Yep,
something
I
like
saw this one in the sheet metal at the Kansas City Auto Show.
that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
Mach
so weird
3.
looking.
It is. It is really weird. Let's see if we can find
You're
a fair
probably not
use
going to find it
image
fair
of it.
use.
Shoot. Okay, here let's pretend like laws don't exist for a second. It's this guy right here.
Yeah. Well, any one of those. The
Yeah.
red ones, too.
Oh God, YouTube's opening. What's happening? Okay, here we go.
No,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Yeah, it is. That's the
Is
back
it?
of it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. This guy?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That is it. I didn't
Yeah.
know they made a green one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the back of it looks like that Mercedes the 722. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, that crazy Mercedes that goes
the SLR, you mean?
SLR, thank you.
Yeah.
I like that you named it off of the sound I made.
Yeah.
We just did the equivalent of I walked into a music store and started humming bars. And yeah. Well done, Ian.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is horrendous looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's awful.
So I get the concept.
You get the concept.
And
rather
it's a
than the
convertible. Listeners are well aware of my track record with convertibles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did we get this? AllFordMustangs.com for the image. Thank you.
Thank you.
AllFordMustangs.com. And Y team whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, the third one.
Okay.
2006 Dodge Challenger concept.
Okay.
So you can have that or the production model.
Okay.
Hint,
Hmm.
they're pretty much the same.
Okay. All right, let's see here. We want to do
Yep, that's it right there.
Yeah, just this guy right here.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, in General Lee colors.
It's
Yeah,
pretty much the same as
yeah,
the
pretty
other
much
one.
the same
So
thing.
you can have either one.
Okay, all
Feeling
right.
generous.
Well, I'm going to. Oh, look at this guy in the Sunfire. That's the guy that drives. Oh, holy cow! Yes, so he has a soul patch. For listeners on the podcast, he has one of those sun visor CD holder things.
You know who?
Remember those?
You know what comes standard in that car?
What?
The Beeper King from 30 Rock is just in the back
Yes.
seat.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I think you.
And then Liz Lemon comes on the stereo and is like, "Oh, come on!"
Right? You get in the passenger seat of that and get date raped.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Dave.
I'm killing the Pontiac Sunfire.
Please do. And the Beeper King.
And the Beeper King. For a day, I'll deal with the Mustang Mach 3.
Mhm.
I actually like that color green.
Ugh.
It's an insane car. And then
It looks like if Kermit the Frog was sick.
yeah, if he like
He had jaundice.
yeah, yes, and covered himself in baby oil. We're here to paint pictures, Ian, for the listeners that can't see this, that choose not to watch the YouTube video for good reason.
Yes, sir. What color would you like your Mustang? Do you have something in a jaundice Kermit the Frog?
Covered in baby oil or matte?
Let's go oil.
Okay, all right.
Right
well,
this way, sir.
Well done, sir. Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, and then that means I'm going to marry the Dodge Challenger.
You can do the concept or the production car?
Concept, yeah.
Concept.
I like the rounded front, yeah.
And I like the rear.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is nice.
What would you do? Same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the only correct answer.
I just had a concept car flash in my mind. You remember the Ford GT90? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull up a picture of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a cuckoo bananas concept car.
And that was featured in like a Need for Speed game that I had.
Yep. And I think it.
And I actually have a
Yeah.
period
like
a
a
Hot Wheels car or a Matchbox car
Yep.
of it.
Yep.
That I still have.
Yeah.
That Nico plays with. Yeah.
They never made it. Yeah.
It's super crazy looking.
Yeah.
And they ended up scrapping that. And there's a story behind it. I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
There's
yeah.
a story behind how they got from not doing that car to doing the GT40
Oh, nice.
revival concept that became the Ford GT in 2005.
Nice.
Because that was what, 94 or something.
yeah,
like
somewhere around there. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I can't remember what the story is. And I'm sorry. There was something with like the engine and racing program and stuff like that.
Okay.
I will look it up
Okay.
and probably not remember to tell it on here. But if anyone else knows the story, feel free to email us or something.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, just had a concept car, squirrel.
Yeah.
Right?
I like it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
All right. Good job, everyone.
Is that it?
No, we have one more thing to talk about.
Okay, and then I have a surprise for you at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I just wanted to bring attention to a really great article
Okay.
that actually came out a while ago, and I just got around to reading it.
Sure.
But it's this in Road and Track by Bob Sorokonich.
Okay.
It was in December. But it's about the only McLaren F1 mechanic in North America.
Yeah.
And it's just this great little, like, it's not a long read or anything like that, but it's just a really well done little, like, slice of life thing about this guy who's the only McLaren F1 mechanic in all of North America.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's just really cool, and it's just amazing that, like, McLaren went through the trouble of, like, finding someone and training them.
Yeah.
And it has a whole thing about, like, the infamous laptop.
The laptop. Yeah,
There's-
it's like a compact.
It's a compact, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a compact from, like, 96 or whatever.
Yeah, like a Pentium 1 or 2 maybe.
And it's since been
Emulated
to run as a VM or whatever.
Yeah, but they
It's
still
a
have
virtual machine for your non-IT types.
they still have the laptop just in case.
Yep, and he has one of the laptops.
Oh man.
And I think, like, the other one is in Woking or something, and there may be
Okay.
like one in the Middle East or something.
wow.
There's only a couple of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's just a really cool thing, and it got me thinking about, like, how many of these guys exist, these guys and girls exist around the world that
Right. They're the only one.
it's the I got a guy.
Yeah.
You know? And to be the person who people mean when you say
Right.
I got a guy.
I got a guy. Yeah.
It's just kind of a cool thing, and those are always really interesting stories.
Yeah.
So definitely go read that.
Yeah.
And it brings me to an FMK Cars.
Okay. All right.
This FMK Cars is entitled I Got a Guy.
You got a guy. Okay.
I got a
All
guy.
right. Okay.
Cars with a one-man shop twist.
Okay. All right.
So the first one, BMW 850i.
Okay. I saw one of those on the back of an automotive transport today.
Oh, really?
I did.
Yeah, we saw one. Nico and I saw one at the last Cars and Coffee that we went to.
Was he just obsessed with it?
He thought it was super cool.
Yeah.
And I still
I
love
them.
that car.
They're
I think it's
amazing.
super cool.
Yeah.
I would actually really love to own one of those.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the repair costs would just
Ian.
eat me.
Ian.
Um.
Oh, Ian.
So in this scenario, you
Dave.
You work in a very large office environment
Okay.
with a lot of employees.
Okay.
And you have a full-time job.
Okay.
However,
You
are the only person in an office who knows how to make coffee.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
And
only
I
one.
still have to do my normal job.
Still have to do your normal job.
Oh shit.
But you're the only person who knows how to make coffee.
Oh.
And you guys just have, like, a drip coffee maker.
Right. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
Okay. Mercedes-Benz CL600.
Okay. I see where this is going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. CL600. Okay.
Yeah, CL600. You can have whatever generation of that
Sure.
you want. I would say
This one.
that's the one.
Yeah.
The one after that? Oh, that one's nice. I like that in white.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
You have a large family
Okay.
that's very close and you're, like, geographically close.
Oh. Okay.
Large family.
I hate that.
And you're with the extended family. You
That's
see
awful.
them and you
That
talk to
sounds
them.
Horrible. I hate.
It's about to get worse. You're the only tech literate one.
No.
Yeah. But 12-cylinder Mercedes.
All the team viewer in the world does not.
I know.
Make
I
up
don't
for
like.
that.
I don't think I like that one. I think I like the next one. But it's up to you. This is your thing. You can do whichever one you want. You can even have a new one if you want. That's the one right there.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
That body kit is a little absurd, but
Yeah.
whatever. You guys
Okay.
get the idea.
Okay.
Next one. Jag XJS.
Yeah.
Yep.
XJS.
So we're just going more and more unreliable. Is
yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
And now, in that color.
In that color. In Jag
Absolutely.
brown with that waistline.
So as you can tell, all 12-cylinder coupes.
Yep.
Now, this one, you're not the one-man shop.
Okay.
Okay? There was an unfortunate incident at a baking conference And well, the bad news is that there's only one qualified dessert chef in the country.
No.
There was some sort of like King Ralph electrocution during a photo incident or something.
Okay. All right.
That's a deep cut for all
Yeah.
you 90s kids out there.
Yes.
Or whatever it was, meteor strike, and then there was like one guy who stayed home sick.
Right. He was the designated survivor.
Yeah.
That knew how to make a fritter.
Right. The good news is, so that's the bad news, is that there's only one dessert chef.
Oh, good. It gets better.
The good news is that you,
Dave,
have their personal cell phone number.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You have the hook. You have the guy.
Guy.
You've got the guy or lady or whatever it is.
Right.
To get the desserts. You've got the hookup for desserts.
Wow.
Which is going to be a valuable commodity.
Yeah, it is. But
you got to live
But the
with.
Jaguar is not a valuable commodity.
I think this is the best. I think it's the best looking car of the
That's
three of
why
them.
you're on that side of the silo, Ian.
I know. Like, if there was no catch, that's the one I would get.
Yeah, you're the Bernie Sanders of car purchasing.
I've always thought that car was
it's
really,
amazing.
It's so cool looking.
Yeah, it's
And,
great.
like the buttresses in the back.
Oh,
and
no,
the whole
trust
thing.
me. Visually amazing. You know what makes it better? A small block Chevy swap.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Okay. All right. I think I am definitely crushing the Mercedes
Yeah.
CL600. I
Yeah.
cannot do that. But I'm already enough IT support for my family.
Yeah.
I cannot do it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I can still complete sentences after thinking of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that leaves the BMW and the Jag.
Mm-hmm.
For a day, I will deal with the Jag,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And because ultimately, for a day, my carb addiction should only be satiated,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because this would turn into a fat man in a Jaguar, and the story would just get so much sadder after that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. When you have to read an article about how they had to use the jaws of life to extract me.
Oh, was there a serious accident? No.
No. Just the fritter grease finally broke down, and I couldn't get out anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so then I'm going to marry the BMW, and and be the person that makes the coffee.
I like it.
Yeah.
I
Ian,
like it.
What would you do?
I would do the opposite. I would
marry the
I would
Mercedes.
I would crush the Mercedes for sure.
Right.
And then I would marry the Jag
Okay.
and drive the BMW for a day.
Okay.
I just pop the headlights up and put them down.
Oh yeah.
Pop,
Yeah. Right.
until the motor broke.
Yes. Yes.
So like 4 times.
Yes. And you had to order like a $700 one.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Ian,
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
I have one last little thing for the show, and
Okay.
this is just something I thought of. This was getting wet with Dave, right? This was kind of
Oh.
a shower thought.
Okay.
All right. So, you know how when you go to Craigslist and you just kind of look at the first page of the autos, right? And it's just, you just kind of like every now and then just do like not searching for a specific car. You just look at what's on Craigslist cars,
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know if you do that every now and then. I do.
Yeah.
Right. So I decided to do that for a few cities, and I want to know if you can guess the city that these Craigslist things are pulled from.
Oh wow.
Just from the first 6 cars. These are cities, and this is just the first 6 cars.
So these are major U.S. cities.
Major U.S. city.
So
okay?
like pretty big.
Pretty big, right? And
Wow.
and so if you can't guess it, I'm going to give you a chance to pre-guess, okay?
Okay.
All right? And then if you can't pre-guess any of them, then I'll give you the 4 cities, and we'll see if you can match them. Okay? So first up, there's a Saturn wagon, a 2004 Honda Accord, a 2015 Volkswagen Jetta, 2011 Chevy Malibu, a Toyota Avalon, and a Dodge Durango. Okay?
Okay.
All right? And you can tell I've photoshopped out all of the city descriptions.
I know.
Yeah, I can see you scouring.
Well, I'm also looking at like the terrain.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so these are on Craigslist right now.
Right now. Yeah.
So
For this city. Yeah.
There's only one 4-wheel drive car,
Right. Yep.
and it doesn't look like there's a lot of snow there. There's green on all
Right.
these pictures.
Right. Listeners, I'm wondering if Ian's going to pick up on another thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to look at.
Take your headphones off for a second. Okay, I don't know if that'll come across or not.
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
So,
I put Ian in the soundproof booth so he can go get wet again.
yeah.
All right. This is an already long episode, but we'll see. So okay, so there's that city. All right.
Okay. Well, I think is that like you want me to guess
Just
it right now?
take one guess.
Dallas.
Nope.
Close.
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the next city. All right. Dodge Durango. These keep fucking showing up.
Jesus.
A shuttle bus, so like a Ford Econoline van shuttle bus. Honda Accord. A Ram 5500 truck. A Nissan, the little van.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And has that been wrecked? I can't
It
tell.
kind of looks like it.
Yeah. And then a Chevy Express conversion van.
Detroit.
Nope. Okay. That's a good guess, though.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, GMC Yukon Denali, Sans Picture,
Uh-huh.
Subaru Forester, Nissan Titan, Chevy Avalanche, Dodge 2500 pickup truck,
Yeah.
and a Jeep Wrangler Sahara Unlimited. Somebody's asking $25,000 for.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Minneapolis.
Okay. All right. Good guess. Close. All right. Lastly, 1992 Subaru SVX,
Uh-huh.
Honda Accord, Subaru WRX, a wrecked Mazda 3, and a first-gen Toyota Tacoma pickup truck.
Denver.
Definitely Denver.
It's got to be
You
Denver.
nailed that one. Right? I love that in Denver there's 3 Subarus right on the front page.
Yeah, one of them's an SVX.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tacoma is honestly the dead giveaway
Right.
that somebody has taken great care to make an off-road capable, and the description says first gen.
Right.
Oh, now that I'm looking, it has a Colorado plate.
I forgot about the license plates. Yeah.
I don't. The other ones I don't think had any.
So there's the 3 cities.
Billings, Montana is not a major U.S. city, Dave.
It is for Montana.
Okay, well this is Billings, Montana then.
This one right here?
Wait, what was the other one? Oh no, this one with
Right.
all the trucks.
Okay, yep, you're correct. That's Billings, Montana,
Okay,
right?
and then the first one was Phoenix.
You're correct. And the thing that I whispered into the microphone
Uh-huh.
was the super dark window tint on every car.
Oh yeah,
Right?
good call.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
nice.
Thanks.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I wasn't far off.
No, that's why I was saying good guess. Remember the
And
part
then
where I said
had-
good guess?
What did I say for this
You
one?
said Detroit. It's Philadelphia.
oh,
Right? Like
another Rust Belt.
Yep,
sort of city.
exactly. Right?
Man,
Right, and once you see it, like there's a vibe, and
Yeah.
you were catching on to the vibe of each of those 6 cars.
wow, that's awesome.
So if anybody's done this before on a car show or anything like
Yeah.
that, I don't know. I did some Googling to try to figure out if this is somebody else's shtick or not.
Uh-huh.
Right? Obviously, this is something that works much better in a visual medium.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really find anything. So if we're stepping on anybody's toes, or this gets around, or you guys have heard about somebody else doing this kind of thing on a show, please tell me so I can give people credit for something that they thought of before I did.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, because if somebody thought of FMK cars, we'd want them to do the same for us. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Maybe
So-
we should play this with guests. It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
right? Yeah, guess the city, right?
I like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
okay. Yeah, there you go. All right. I think it works well for YouTube. Maybe we'll do small videos of it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did car show. We did a long car show.
We did
Are
do
still
long car show.
recording?
We are still recording. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Ian.
Yes. If people want to find us, TeamClearCoat.com.
Yep, that's right. All right.
End of plugs.
Yes, rate and review us on iTunes.
That too.
Yeah, do that. Send us your FMK Cars ideas. Hashtag getting wet with Ian for
No.
your shower thoughts.
Do not do that.
Yeah, send Ian all of your shower thoughts, especially if your shower thoughts are about how pretty Ian is.
Oh God.
Yep. Hashtag getting wet with Ian.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then next episode we'll do hashtag hash brown hashback to report back.
I don't even know what's happening.
I know.
anymore.
I'm
Let's
saying-
end this.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. We love you.
We love you.
we really have to sit here through the whole outro music thing?
Yep.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Uh-huh.